to Definitely About Podcast. My name's Sean James. Today is Marco. Marco, how are you?
Good, Sean. Very good. Very glad to be here. I think this is the longest I've gone without recording a podcast of any sort since maybe July 2020, I want to say.
Oh, yeah, wow.
I was doing them at uni. We started JBG October 2020. We did that every week for about 3 or 4 years. It's been a bit more sporadic since then, but I think it's good like 6 weeks since I've spoken to a microphone.
Proper 6 weeks.
Crazy.
It's the exact same length, because I was saying about 6 weeks, about the same length that I didn't mop the floors. So we just didn't do any work over the Christmas break.
It's hard, mate. It's this silly season. You got to let
God, this is such an inner north chat. It's like in my share house, I didn't mop the floors for 6 weeks.
The stench coming out of the fridge on the 3rd of January, my God.
Yeah.
Still Christmas leftovers in there, you know what I'm saying? But how was it, Sean?
We don't need to talk about Christmas. We've already done the Christmas thing. Where do you want to start? I've got a good starting basketball topic, but is there anything else you want to mention?
I'll do a pre-basketball thing. Maybe about an hour and a half ago now, a little bit more, almost 2 hours ago, we realized that we weren't exactly on the same page about what we were going to be doing on this podcast. You promptly called me on the phone for the first time, and shit,
which is interesting.
Spoken in person, spoken on air, spoken on Zoom, never spoken on the phone before. And then I like walked out of the office to have the conversation because I don't want to be chatting basketball in the middle of the office in the warehouse. I was just sort of walking around, and then I bloody caught my pants on this chain link fence and just ripped a fucking huge hole in them. So I actually think video listeners will be able to see
people at home.
Look at that.
That's his shots.
Yeah, it's just like an annoying. It's not terrible, but these are some new. They're
new dickies.
New dickies, loose fit. So looser than the original.
Yeah, made to get caught on chain link fence.
Well, I wish I'd known that, man.
Yeah, shit, man.
Aren't these meant to be bloody workman's pants? You think workmen aren't bloody rubbing up against nails throughout the day?
Hey, classic workmen. I don't think workmen wear dickies.
Yeah, no,
they are the worst pants to wear to casual events. And every pair of dickies I've owned just frays like around the groin. Yeah. They always rip.
Oh, so badly,
worst, man.
I thought that was a bike seat thing. I'd get like a little hole like right in the.
I thought it was a me thing. It's those pants and those pants only.
Yeah. But I mean, I do love them.
Yeah, they look cool. I don't know if it's worth it. You definitely pull them off better than I do.
Really?
So I've since retired them.
Really? Because I thought that was our thing, that we were dickies and docs guys.
We were the Dickies brothers.
Yeah.
They're the guys who invented flying. Amelia.
Grady's younger brother. He's going to be in the league in a few years.
That's funny.
Okay. No, they are overpriced.
It's just a bit awkward now. We've just, it's like we've broken up on air. Fuck. Nah, pants, don't worry about pant price, man. I was having this chat 2 times over Christmas and New Year's.
Right.
Spend as much money as you want on pants, because it's like shirt. Like, you'll buy that shirt, right? Or you get free because you worked at PBS for a bit.
Yeah, well, it comes with my subscription every year, which costs $120.
Yeah, okay.
It's basically free.
But like, you'll have that. Yeah. And you might wear that once a month.
Yeah.
Your pants that you're going to wear with that shirt, you're wearing multiple times a week.
Yeah.
So,
and when you get a new pair as well, like, I just haven't been rotating these out very much, which, like, I don't feel any particular way about it. I just haven't been rotating them out. To be fair, I got them on, I can't remember if it was Boxing Day or the freaking Black Friday, whichever one of those sales. They were $40. So
fucking hell.
Yeah. So obviously green, super baggy, 34 waist, not in style at the moment.
Yeah. Holy shit. Well, you're making something of it, huh? So we were talking about that phone call.
Yeah.
We were going to do the NBA awards, and then we asked Meta AI to split it, and then it gave me all the hard ones, and I was like, and then I was like, how would we do some silly ones?
Yeah.
And you thought we had silly ones on top, and I said, let's replace it with silly ones.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the real awards in a future episode, and this episode, I'm sure you've read the title if you've clicked on the video, Silly NBA Mid-Season Awards.
Yeah.
We've both brought 2 fully custom awards to the table. I've got a couple of names for mine. I don't know who yours are.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're the same. And we'll just try and we'll crown silly awards. Low-hanging fruit for the socials as well.
Yeah, you can make up some nice graphics, I'm sure. A couple of Verdi vids.
Oh, Christ. And yeah, so 2 things before we get underway. I know this has just been the housekeeping 10 mins. First, shout out to Donnie's best friend.
Zia Fuss, of course. Thank you for reminding me.
I was told on Saturday to give a shout
Love you,
out.
Zia.
If she's watching. And secondly, I was looking at some stats, as I'm wont to do.
Yeah.
And I was also listening to one of the most recent athletic podcasts, right? And they were saying Lou Dort has officially hit more threes in his career than Larry Bird.
Wow.
Did you know that? Which is just one of those stats where it's like, wow, man. It's like, yeah, Lou Dort's been around since like before COVID.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild.
But he hasn't been hitting threes that much.
Yeah. And he's now hit more threes than Larry Bird. Larry Bird's always the guy because it's like, very short career, known as a sniper.
Yeah.
But then you just get like Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Draymond Green's past him.
Yeah, like a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Like Draymond's probably like top 30 in threes made or something stupid like
and
that.
in like the finals threes as well. I love this.
Easily. Well, it's like CJ McCollum's only 6 threes away from overtaking Drew Holiday as the New Orleans Pelicans franchise leader, which says a lot about the New Orleans Pelicans franchise.
Bro, I should have gone franchise in this one. So I looked up total threes made and then just total assists, and I've got 3 questions each, and I want you to tell me who had more of the total number of thingos.
Okay.
So total threes, who across their career has made more, Kyrie Irving or Kobe Bryant?
Oh, Kyrie.
Yeah. By 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good on him. I guess Bean played for a long time.
So you've got 1 point here. Dirk Nowitzki or Eric Gordon?
I want to answer Eric Gordon, but it might be one that Dirk actually has him in.
It's Eric Gordon.
Oh, no, right. I should have gone with my guy. Yeah. I didn't think you'd make him all like this.
Reggie Jackson or Trey Young?
Reggie Jackson.
Trey Young. All right, now total assists across their career. Mike Conley or Kyle Lowry?
I want to go with Kyle Lowry.
That's Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday or Scottie Pippen?
Oh, that's a really good one, whatever the answer is.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Because they're very incomparable.
Yeah. There's only 205 assists in it.
Right, okay. I'm going to go Drew.
Drew's correct.
Yeah, nice.
All right, total assists, Michael Jordan or John Wall?
John Wall?
Yeah. John Wall.
That one's,
John Wall by 102.
Right.
How about that?
That's crazy.
He was most recently seen in a gym in southeast Melbourne.
Yeah.
He's got more career assists than Michael Jordan. Like, obviously.
Yeah, but where was Michael Jordan most
first.
recently seen? Courtside at the Charlotte Hornets game? Jesus.
Actually, that all. And what does he do now, actually? I guess you make so much money.
Yeah.
What would you
Play
do?
golf.
Yeah, it's like, why is that the answer? Wouldn't he, invest in cyborgs or something? like if you had an unlimited amount of money, are you buying small nations, creating an army of fire robots?
He's in R&D for the Michael Jordan bot.
Yeah. Actually, they brought that out at Tokyo Olympics. Did you see it?
Nah, he wasn't that good at 3-point shooting.
Yeah. Well, neither's the robot.
Yeah.
What was it? The robot shot something scarily realistic. 43 or something.
I thought it shot 100%, but no.
I don't think.
Yeah.
If it did, that's not bad. Michael Jordan invested in it. All right, so we'll get into the silly award. Now we've got the silly juices flowing with that MJ/J dub question. Nice. We'll go 1 for 1. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second. You go first, yeah.
So, God, this might be a quick podcast. My first award is called the Chirs Evans in Knives Out Award, which also known as the, I thought I knew who you were, but I also had a little bit of a suspicion, but then, you fully got me. You're that person.
Right.
Just like Chirs Evans in Knives Out.
Yeah.
It's like, you're obviously wearing a sweater at the murder mystery. Spoilers, by the way. But, you've seen it?
Yeah. Moratorium on movies that came out more than... 7 years ago.
Is that true?
Yeah.
2019.
It's pre-COVID movie. It's like Blue Dot.
The second one. Sorry,
Glass Onion was a movie that annoyingly talked about COVID.
Yeah. Can we just take a break and talk about COVID movies? the Black Widow movie,
Yeah.
the Black Widow backstory, and Where the Crawdads Sing.
Yeah.
Were both filmed, and Knives Out, Glass Onion were all filmed in COVID.
Yeah.
And you can really tell, like, there's this one scene where there's like at the top of like a watchtower where Daisy Edgar Jones is falling, and the green screen is like, there's like these two people in this action scene were not in the same room. Like these two people were socially distanced in front of green screens, and they merged them together. The lighting's off, like the lighting's off for the two humans next to each other. And the editor was just like remotely working with bad internet on a laptop, not 3 monitors. I hope we look back in 10 years and go, oh, COVID movies, because there will never be any more.
And like Glass Onion just was like, oh yeah, COVID happened. So like that's why there's no one in this movie. And that's why everyone's wearing masks. Like in the public scenes.
When they went to the island, it's like, oh, we've just got this like cure. And then they squirted like a super duper dirty throat, and then seriously, it's so interesting. Like, why'd they have to fucking address it?
Not to get fucking off topic too much, but I feel like I'm finally like okay about. I used to get so annoyed when people are like, oh bloody remember lockdown? How bad was that? I'm like, yeah, it was bad, man. Shut up. Like I had to live through it. Finally happy to talk about it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, oh, remember when we had to line up at bloody, Coburg Bowls Club to get a bloody swabbing out there? God, those are the days.
No, I went to Coolaroo for a swab once. Man, I haven't seen humanity bond together more than the Coolaroo drive-through testing facility. Because I also went to Moonee Valley Racecourse, and
I never hit that one.
And you could see society falling apart when you went there. It was the most disorganized testing facility ever. But so you got annoyed when people talk about lockdown.
It's just got a bit sick of it. Being like, I remember lockdown.
I guess you're somewhat consumer facing.
Yeah.
So you hear people go, "Oh, good to read a book again." It's like, "Oh, what the fuck are you doing?"
I'll accept that.
I also just play like a lot of video games.
I had a good time at times. But it's also pretty depressed at times. But anyway, the Chirs Evans Award.
The Chirs Evans Award. So it's like, oh, we thought we knew who you were. Couple of candidates I've got here. The first one is Donovan Mitchell, where we thought we knew him at the start. We said, wow, go-to scorer on a team. You're the best defense in the whole entire world, and you're not. It's not falling apart because of you. You've got sort of this identity as the scorer, but also can hold up on defense. Things fell off at the end of that Utah tenure. Went to Cleveland. We only ever heard about him wanting to leave and how he didn't want to be there. We thought, oh, do you want to go to New York? He doesn't. And when you look back on the quotes, it's like he actually never said New York. There was only like Mark Spears, right?
Yeah.
He only ever said, I want to be in Cleveland. I want to win in Cleveland. And now he is a go-to scorer and piece of an incredible defense once again. So it's like, okay, you're back to the start of your career, but now you're just older and much better.
Right.
I think I'm going to give it to Donovan Mitchell. Next one is DeAndre Hunter, and this is probably a me thing, less than other people think, because I was really high on him when he got drafted with New Orleans' own pick. That you received from the Lakers for AD and then traded to Atlanta in a package built around Jackson Hayes.
That's exactly what happened.
So DeAndre Hunter, he's currently second favourite to win Sixth Man of the Year behind Peyton Pritchard. He's averaging 19.3 points, 4 rebounds on 47, 42, 86 shooting. It might have been in a pod with you, but in the preseason we're talking about like, who we excited to watch. I was really excited to see the Atlanta Hawks defense. It's like, hey, if you've got Onyeka Okongwu, who's now starting at the 5, you've got Okongwu at the 5. If DeAndre Hunter can be what we thought he's going to be for 7 years, wow, that's a switchy good defender. They've got Zach Ricochet, they've got Dyson Daniels. That's an incredible switchy defense that can do heaps of things. And DeAndre Hunter, not only is he good on defense, he's good on fucking offense.
He's making shots, shooting the lights out.
So, a little bit of Chirs Evans in the sweater there. And then finally, I've got Tyler Hero here. So, you can obviously say, oh, what he's doing is unsustainable. But he's been doing it for quite a while. He's been unsustainable for half a season now. He's averaging 24, 6 and 5 on 48, 41, 86. Every number is a career high except for free throw shooting. So, there's like Tyler Hero came in, fine rookie, and then like in his third year, he won Sixth Man of the Year. Looks like he's going to take a James Harden like leap into the starting role, and then become that next like sort of go-to scorer as a starter, and just never did it for 3 years. He's only 25 years old, and now he's finally made it. It's like, okay, I guess we put too much pressure on a 23-year-old to be go-to scorer.
Yeah.
It's fucking, yeah. So what are you thinking when I say the Chirs Evans from Knives Out award?
Yeah, I mean, just on that Tyler Hero point quickly, I gave this prediction, I think, when did he win Sixth Man of the Year? It's ages ago.
It was the COVID year.
Yeah.
2020/21 or?
Yeah, I think it might have been 21-22.
Yeah.
And I was like, I reckon Tyler Hero is going to be one of those players who is just like on and off season by season. And I think he's actually done that. Like, he's had some of his off seasons have been because he's been out injured the entire season. But you only hear about Tyler Hero every 24 months. And they're like, oh no, he's actually good and he's doing this again. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. But like, you know, it's more like what's the Miami team that's Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, no Jimmy Butler? Like, it's probably not very good.
I think it's what it is right now. But it helps that Khalil Ware is like the best player in the world right now.
Hell? Went from being like the worst,
unplayable,
like the worst of that draft as well, considering who went like immediately after him. Shout out Jared McCain. And then he's just been unbelievable for 2 weeks.
31-15 the other day is 2020, 15-15. It's just incredible, and he's playing alongside Bam.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm excited to see. Let's say they turn Jimmy Butler into a 3-way trade for Bradley Beal and then Chris Middleton. Right? If they can get Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, or Chris Middleton, just like a bag of chips. I'm very interested to see what that team can do in the East.
Yeah. Totally. Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of awarding this award, I suppose, I think Donovan Mitchell is a good pick. Like I feel you're right. It's also to do with like the noise clearing this season, with being like, he wants to be here and he's good here, and this is a good team.
Yeah.
Other thing that would come to mind would be like, let's go Mikal Bridges. Like, you know, I think there was obviously that season in Phoenix just before he got traded where everyone's like, oh, fuck, this guy can actually like create his own shot. Like, he's a lot more versatile on offense than we thought. Like, we know he's a good defender. We know he's a pretty good, you know, spot up shooter, but like he's creating for himself. He went to Brooklyn, like he did it for half a season. And then like last season in Brooklyn was just like, he just bad. And it was like, oh, okay, maybe we've oversold this guy as like the second option on a team. But like now he's in New York where like he's honestly has such a like, he has a really, you know, he has a big role on their offense, but also like there's plenty of players who can pick up the slack for him if they need to. But he's just produced so much, like pretty much, you know, preseason everyone's like, oh, somebody's broken his 3-point shot in the off season, just didn't matter. He's shooting above 40% from three.
That's a great call.
And like, you know, I feel like him and Kat are just playing the like equal to Jalen Brunson's one, like perfectly.
Yeah, and Mikal Bridges is such a, like, when it rains it pours. Like, he always hits shots in rhythm, and it's like, you know, he always turns. It's simple, but it's like he always turns a 5-point run to an 8-point run. Like, I've never seen him miss a shot in rhythm. Maybe Cat's also a shout for this award. It's like drafted number 1. Hey, he's going to be the next like go-to scorer. Like the next Tim Duncan, right? And it was very obvious that he wasn't the next Tim Duncan. But he's been like a massive piece for one of the best offenses, like putting up big stats, playing center again, doing fine. Like what Knicks are like somewhere in the teens in defense, but not 30 and 29 as it used to be.
Only thing I would say to that is like, you know, he was the first overall pick. He's not. He's not one of the, you know, 15 best players in the league, which is kind of what you want from your first overall pick. Hey, plenty of them don't pan out like that. Trust me.
Well, who's the 15th best player in the world?
Oh God, Jalen Brunson.
He might be.
No, he'd be higher.
No, he'd be 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Is it LeBron James? No. Well,
isn't Steph Curry?
No. It is about 20. No, it's actually. Oh. Bro, both of their teams are so depressing. Actually, every team in the podcast, obviously, you're probably going to get the number 2 overall pick and then just rebuild and maybe trade Zion. My team's just on the way down. Sacramento, stuff going on there. Phoenix, they had a trade today. We're not going to talk about it because it was negotiating with Utah to change the protections.
One first round pick for the 3 worst first round picks in the universe.
But they can now trade the next 6 first round picks.
Yeah, right.
But obviously only every second.
Yeah.
But what they can offer is like the worst of like teams that are going to be
it's worse of Minnesota and Cleveland 2027 or something.
And the press release will say, hey, we just like traded for 3 first round picks. And I was like, no, you didn't. Shut up right now. So that's happening. And then Washington, like, I legitimately enjoyed watching them at the start of the season.
It's like, there's fun things going on there. There's not fun basketball. There's fun basketball players, maybe.
Yeah, Jordan for redemption, that's fine. You can just do it on the stat sheet. I don't want to see it.
All I'll say is Pelicans 7-3 in their last 10.
Yeah,
that's
you
what
need
I'll
to
say.
stop that. You came back against Utah.
Yeah, man, we're actually gonna fuck the tank. Is my Pelicans
Yeah. All right. What's your?
All right. So this is my less silly one because I think the silly one's sillier, but it has less legs. When I originally thought we were doing the mid-season awards, I was looking at the Rookie of the Year race, and like, God, it's just the worst Rookie of the Year race.
Is it Jalen Wells?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you asked. But then I was just thinking, what's in a class that is so devoid of like actual star power, like if you're going like, all right, who's the first player in the draft who's gonna win and who's gonna be an all-star, you'd be like, well, I don't know, Zachary or Sachet, but
McCain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. Actually, but like he's ineligible for injury reasons. But you're like, that's a maybe. I'm not super excited about the guy who's averaging 10 points for the Atlanta Hawks right now. But then like if you look and you're like, oh, there's actually a good amount of rookies contributing to teams or who look like they could contribute if they were in the right situation. So I've gone for instead of the Rookie of the Year, I've gone for the role player rookie of the year. So like, who out of this rookie class do you think would just fit in on a championship team? And I'm talking like now. Like
as a rookie,
and maybe you'd want him as a role player if you were building a championship team.
So who was the Denver rookie last year? No, when they won the title, paid the little white Christian Brown.
Oh, Christian Brown, yeah.
So he was a rookie when he came off the bench. When they played a rotation of like 8.
Yeah.
So who's the Christian Brown?
Yeah. Like who would you want? Who would you want fitting in 18 to 20 minutes for a championship team? I mean,
who do you think?
I'll give you a few ideas. I mean, Jalen Wells is a starting 3 for a team with with pretty lofty playoff aspirations this season. He's proven he can like defend the best players in the league, and he kept Steph Curry to freaking 2 points.
Don't tell the mic,
man. Like he's also shooting like above 40% on like five attempts per game from 3. He's not putting up like numbers, but like that's not what this award's for. I'm pretty sure you'd be happy for him to be like maybe like 7th man in your rotation, coming off the bench, like bringing a bit more energy to the defense. Christian Brown, like Christian Brown, exactly right. And then my other candidate, I mean, I just have to put Eve Macy in there because, like, if you want to sort of Robert Williams 20 minutes a game center, who's going to average, 10 and 2 per 36, like, he's already doing that.
Isn't it weird that we made so many jokes specifically about this one guy called Eve, and he's actually good? Yeah. And someone was saying, oh, do you just trade Zion, draft 5th, and then just, like, go into next year? You're going with DeJounte, you've got Brandon Ingram, you've got Eve Smith, and you've got your first round pick, and it's like, who was the third man? But it's like, he's on a rookie deal, and he might be like, and just an average center.
Which is like, if your center's not going to be Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and Nikola Jokic, you want him to be.
You want him to be cheap. No, it's so true. Like, and it's like the Warriors with Trace Jackson Davis, where it's like, he might be Montrezl Harrell like next year, right? That 6'9" center plays for Adelaide. But it's like, I'm happy if we let him walk in free agency.
Yeah.
You know, just go play the restricted game. No one's going to offer you 4 years. Oh, you got 2 years from Atlanta? Fucking, yeah, we'll take it. It's like, that's sort of what you have to do. And it's been like that for a while. You didn't say Zach Edey?
No, but I think he fits that mold.
He's
pretty
doing so
well as
too at
well.
Memphis.
Yeah.
He's been a good just like stick.
Yeah.
We laughed. We laughed out loud on this couch.
I thought he was terrible for the first 10 games of the season. But yeah, he's just, I think he's the same thing where like, you probably don't want to be playing him more than 20 minutes a night if you want to go deep in the playoffs. Like maybe that number even dips when you're in the playoffs. But like, it's great to be able to throw someone out there who like has good decisions, you know, like good hands, gets a couple of blocks.
AJ Mitchell for the Thunder. He's been
hell.
It's so stupid, isn't it? Like those pricks. He's been better than Nikola Topic. He's also on the roster.
Genuinely, yeah.
God, he was so out of place.
Yeah.
AJ Mitchell's.
Yeah, he's just the new Casey Wallace / Aaron Wiggins.
Who else has played basketball? Quinton Post hasn't played enough.
I'll get the draft order up because I think there's another some other good picks here.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the BAT list.
Oh yeah.
Steph Castle. Yeah, I guess if he's your 8th man.
I don't know, because I feel like Steph Castle's like, what, like you're like, oh yeah, he looks good, and then you're like, oh, what number does it start with?
Yeah.
But then it's like, is Steph Castle like one-time All-Star on a Wemby championship team or something?
No. He might be a lot better. It's just the question of right now.
Yeah.
Sorry to shut you down.
That's okay. Hey man.
Matas Bazelis, I heard this on Doug Donjay. He's the first Chicago Bulls player to be in the dunk contest since Michael Jordan.
Really? Congratulations.
And then that was the second longest active streak of not having a player in the dunk contest. The second longest active streak has also been cut this year. San Antonio Spurs sending Steph Castle.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a great tidbit there. Now after those two teams are eliminated, the longest active streak is the Memphis Grizzlies, who last had Rudy Gay in 2008. Really?
How fun's that shit? Man. Ryan Dunn?
Yeah. Ryan Dunn's a good shot.
Dunn's, yeah. He sort of has to if they want to win.
Is Dalton Connect too much of a Laker to pick?
Yeah, he actually is a Laker. No, actually I tell you who looks good at basketball, Kyle Filipowski.
Yeah.
I know we joke.
Yeah.
He looks good.
No, he does.
He was eating your team in the first quarter.
Yeah. Him and Brian Sensabaugh, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. It's the
goofiest nickname front court ever.
Sensible
Filipowski. But I think Filipowski probably projects as like he's not a role player. Like,
yeah, he should be a go-to.
Yeah.
Which, it's just that's just some character concerns, man. I've got my own issues with this whole draft process. But
the most out of pocket deep to Instagram post of all time.
Yeah, I spaced it out far away from a positive. I'm just not even gonna say it. It's just there's no point.
Man, I've slowly forgotten about the 55th pick in the draft as well.
Yeah, I saw him on court the other day. Just fucked up. LeBron James's son. Or should we move on to mine, or are we creating someone?
No.
Jalen Wells.
I'd do Jalen Wells, because he's actually doing it. He's actually doing it for a playoff team.
Did we get a beer with him?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I think we probably skipped right over it, actually. I don't think he'd broken out by that stage.
No. Memphis are fun to watch.
The final point, which is I just want to get one in on Memphis before we go away. They finally managed to get a good role player through the draft after trading down to pick Zaire Williams over Trey Murphy. So.
Zaire Williams still not good despite an early season renaissance in Brooklyn. Zach LaRavia is playing better though.
Yeah, right.
And they didn't draft.
Wait, Zach LaRavia? Jake
LaRavia, yeah. Zach Levine. The Scottie Pippen played for the Lakers. He went undrafted to the Lakers. And who's the Jay Huff? J Half also looks like he kills on Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, did they draft him last?
No, the Lakers did.
Oh, the Lakers also drafted J Half. Wow.
Yeah, the Lakers draft really well.
Yeah, they actually do. They genuinely do.
So if I ran a team, I would just say like, hey, who the Lakers looking at? Probably just get those because like they have them. It's one of those teams where it's like, oh, you're Manchester United and you actually don't have a good like crop of young players coming through. The Lakers have the money. They bring them in. They just
Are they more a bit like Chelsea as well, where they'll have lots of good young players and it's like don't have a spot for you in the team. You have to go play somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like when you look at it and you're like, oh shit, like the the second point scorer for this team, he played for the Lakers. Julius Randle.
And that's like, we give shit to the Lakers, but like they do amass good talent. Like they traded for Anthony Davis with equal talent,
3 good players and 2 good
they just haven't missed on like Max Christie looks good now.
Totally.
Max Christie played against Cam Christie. All right, my one is called the Robert Covington Award. So if it were 2017, you would be getting talked about as the biggest trade piece in NBA history. This is when 3-and-D wings were so valuable that did the Wolves end up trading 4 first-round picks for Robert Covington?
Yeah, right.
He went like from the Sixers to the Wolves for definitely over 2 or 3 first-round picks, and then the Rockets offered him something, but they ended up just trading Chris Paul. They traded Capella to get him.
Yeah.
That's right. And they did the small ball thing. And then the Trailblazers also sent 2 first-round picks to get Robert Covington, and then that's where all players go to die.
Right. So he's been traded for 6 or 7 first-round picks.
Yeah, because it was like you have to get a 3-and-D role player. To be fair, the best players were LeBron and Kawhi, and it's like, and also you can just guard Steph Curry with it. It made a lot of sense. My candidates are DeAndre Hunter. See the earlier piece. He's fully blossoming into that 3-and-D. Andrew Wiggins, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists on 46, 39, 78. Guarding the other team's best player. And we don't want to... It's like, if all money was equal, would you trade this player for Jimmy Butler? Like, would you trade DeAndre Hunter for Jimmy Butler?
As the Miami Heat? Or
as the other team?
Yeah, right.
It's like I would say no. Andrew Wiggins, maybe because we're desperate, but in terms of value, like Andrew Wiggins might just be better.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think the Warriors trade Jimmy Butler. For Andrew Wiggins trade. Given what the other price is.
True. Pick a Champagny, but probably the Spurs one.
Right.
Washington one's not very good. But it's like, very cheap contract, Justin Champagny. Trey Murphy III.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Yeah, and he's like, same with Cam Johnson. Like, these guys are shooters where it's like you have to get out and guard that guy.
Yeah.
And like they're fine on defense. So I'd probably say Trey Murphy, but Trey Murphy sort of has another level to unlock on offense.
Totally. I think he's already started unlocking it this season, as you might see in a video the deep shoot from someday. So
Chirs building around. Let's just push East Macy back one slot. Trey Murphy. I just don't like the DeJounte Murray. Whatever. The Robert Covington Award. Just who's another 3-and-D? Jalen Wells, maybe. If you could just have Jalen Wells in a rookie contract for 4 more years.
I mean, like when we were going through our bad patch earlier in the season, like Herb Jones was like the only player anyone actually wanted to trade for. I mean,
he's had for a long time now.
Till like late Feb or something. Great. I mean, is Jaden McDaniels too? Is he too good for that award?
No, because I think he's definitely up there.
In terms of the season though, I like the DeAndre Hunter shout simply because it's like.
He's doing it now.
Like he's blossomed into it. He wasn't doing it last season. And he's like, you feel like he'd be gettable. I don't know. He's coming off the bench. Like,
and he's making like $19 million. Which I guess it was still a bad contract because for $40 million of those dollars, he was bad.
Like Atlanta, they're not in a position today where they're like, oh fuck, they're the 6th seed. Yeah, the East is so bad, isn't it? They're not in a position where they're like, we can't like we're gonna win with DeAndre Hunter, Trae Young, and Dyson Daniels next year. They're like, oh well, okay, if there's a good deal for DeAndre Hunter on the table, like a Robert Covington 2017 deal.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, cool. Well, like, we've already got some picks from the New Orleans Pelicans. Why don't we like amass some more, take another step back, and
yeah, maybe that French kid can become the next DeAndre Hunter.
doesn't look like it right now.
Yeah, I know, but it's so many.
Like with DeAndre Hunter for a long time.
Yeah, and it didn't look like it was so many rookies. Second year is usually where you see it happen.
Yeah.
It'll be God. I don't know. I really like Atlanta, and I just always have. Yeah, I have the theory of the defense. All right, let's give it to Andrew Wiggins. Who's wouldn't you just like Andrew Wiggins on your team?
Me? No. I think it's the one thing we don't need, actually. Another guy to play with 3 in the floor.
Yeah.
We've already got 2 stars and 2 role players in best position between the 3 and the 4. So probably don't need it.
Yeah, Andrew Wiggins so good. Cool. What's your final suit?
My final one. It's the I'm calling it the Turn This Shit Off award. So it's a player when they hit the court, you know that this is not a worthwhile game of basketball to watch. I think these players, they're endemic in certain teams. You know, your Brooklyn Nets and your Utah Jazzes and your New Orleans Pelicans, and then they're also like. You have them in your bigger teams that are underperforming, and you're like, God, no wonder they're doing so badly. It's because they have to play this guy. The first example I'm going to use is Ricky Council the Fourth.
He plays for Philly.
Yeah.
Fuck, good bet.
And I got a bit of a spiel about this because he was sort of who I came to mind when I was thinking about this. And I was like, but like, why? Why is Ricky Council the Fourth playing like 20 minutes a night for Philly? And is not good at basketball.
Yeah.
And like, you look at the Philly roster, they have actually, it's built in like a quote unquote ethical way, right? Like they've had Embiid for forever. They got Maxey as like a good draft pick. They opened up cap space to get Paul George. Like they never parted with all their picks. When the James Harden thing happened, like that was a bit of like a Maury fuckery by waiting until like he was so toxically trying to push his way out of Brooklyn that he could get the deal he wanted. But like they've actually like done the right thing in terms of roster construction, and they're just not good. Like and the problem is obviously Joel Embiid, Paul George, health, but like there's no one else good on that roster, man. Like they're playing Eric Gordon, Kelly Oubre.
Eric Gordon, just surpassed fucking Dirk Nowitzki. Yeah, but it's a lot of Eric Gordon.
Yeah, and then like
Gershon Yabusele.
Gershon Yabusele. And then if Tyrese Maxey joins the other 2 stars, like, you know, on the bench with an injury, Ricky Council the Fourth is suddenly they're starting, you know, 2 guys.
There's no McCain.
Yeah, and then it's like, fuck, I have to watch this guy, you know, like not pass out of a drive where there's 3 guys in the paint and, you know, just absolutely fluff a layup. For the 5th time today. And then I think you get that with Phoenix as well. You're like, fuck, why is Mason Plumlee like still in the league? And it's like because they literally can't do.
There's no other minimum sentence. They're just trading for one.
And then my other candidates for this award are your oh God, what's his
Isaiah Collier?
Yeah, your Isaiah Collier's, your Jalen Wilson's.
I think Isaiah Collier's got like the league's worst like assist to turnover.
Yeah,
so some fucked up. He's turning the ball over like 22% of the time. He's on the court.
It's crazy.
Every time he makes a play, 22% of the time it's a turnover.
Yeah,
that's huge.
When you're watching the Brooklyn Nets, you're like, oh, Tyrese Martin. Is he the younger Martin brother? Why is he in the league?
Yeah. There's some names on Brooklyn.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm personally giving it to Ricky Council the Fourth because it just every time I watch it, I'm like, man, it's depressing to be a Philadelphia 76ers fan.
Yeah. So the young fellas, it's I'm thinking like Patty Mills.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's like God love you.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, it's just I don't know what you're doing there. Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing there. Guy Santos.
Yeah.
You watched him play basketball?
Yeah.
Lindy Waters.
Yeah.
You watched him play basketball?
Yeah, I've seen him bloody drop 30 on my team.
Yeah. So, you know what he's done since then? If you remove that from his overall stats, and then he plays over Moses Moody, it's just criminal.
Yeah.
God, Kyle Anderson.
Yeah.
He's another one.
Yeah. I think that the Charlotte Hornets have a good lineup of them. They have like Grant Williams, Josh Green, where it's like, fuck, you were like a coveted role player.
Yeah, the Robert Covington Award. For both of them.
Yeah, and now you're like
Dying
forced to like put in shifts for the Charlotte Hornets every second game. Which is what I think has happened with Josh Okogie now that the hit's gone there as well.
Yeah, yeah, and I was like, you could slip him again for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, it's like, well, they haven't flicked Grant Williams.
Denny of Dia.
Yeah,
because it's be like, God, you go, why are you trying? Just pull and stop. Yeah, stop that. What other teams are there? Like Washington really like all their players are people you're excited for. It's like you're bad right now, but you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
There's no black holes and eyeballs.
You don't turn off a Washington game because you're like, why is this guy playing basketball? You turn it off because Jordan Poole's done a stupid spin move airball 3-pointer or whatever. Yeah.
Chicago Bulls, Torrey Craig, Javon Carter.
Torrey Craig's still there.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh my God.
Who's he dating? He's
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah. Shout out. Has she watched basketball?
Yeah. Don't you know this guy's the 250th best player in the league?
Yeah. That's a strange one.
The one for the Pels for me is Javonte Green, and then but he's just playing more often than not as well.
There was a report a couple of days ago that he's drawing trade interest.
Really?
Yeah. Just like a couple of seconds, but it's like you don't need him.
Yeah.
Like he's on 1+1.
But we do, man. He's in our closing line.
Yeah, but just play something nuffy, like but he's like a good pace to get a couple of seconds.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff's happened in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like it's fully at the start of the season. Obviously, I guess this is always the case, but everything seems so bright and young, and fresh.
Definitely.
Not anymore.
Definitely. Well, but also like, not to get too meta with it, but I feel like last season I was like, fuck, this is awesome. Like so many teams are good last season. Just hasn't been. That way this year.
Yeah, a lot of injuries as well.
Yeah. And like fucking Denver the 4th seed, and you're like, don't feel great about it.
But the Clippers are better, like legitimately better than every team below them.
I was trying to find some way to work a Clippers player into one of these awards because I mean, like,
Porter Jr.
Like, is yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the news.
It's double with him because it's like, the Clippers have probably won or lost this game if he's playing, and he shouldn't be playing basketball. But like if we do get to that mid-season awards pod, like, I mean, do you have to go with Norman Powell for most improved just simply because he's piled 8 points onto his average?
Yeah, he's so cool. It's pretty cool. So let's award it to Ricky Kelsey before.
Yeah, I think it's the Ricky Kelsey first.
RC4.
The inaugural Ricky Kelsey RC4 award.
RC4. He's got a perfume. No, that's CR. I was talking about before we wrap up, Jeremy Fragrance.
Yes.
And have you seen the young guy? He's like 10 years old. I'll show you the video after. He's like, he's just trying to be, he's trying to...
Oh, I have seen this guy,
And he sprays on, he goes, tobacco and wood. And he's like, a 10-year-old. He's like, I'll wear this to class tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep, lots of notes of tobacco and wood. And it's like, what the hell, man? Yeah, fragrance people are weird.
Like Jeremy Fragrance is just one of the weirdest content creators, flat out.
Apparently he's on a lot of substances now.
And he hasn't been previously.
Well, no, he used to say, I was actually having a chat with this guy at work. He used to say, I'm not on any drugs whatsoever, stop accusing me of that. And then now he's like fully just crackhead.
Damn.
Jeez. Have you seen the little like Indian bloke in England who's just like, he was have like $100 bottle of thing. And again, a Jeremy Fragrance clone. He goes,
that's on my perfume knowledge.
Got period 1, right? Period. He puts like 20 sprays of this $100 shit on it. It's insane. And he met Jeremy Fragrance at a convention.
Yeah, right.
Most awkward exchange ever.
Yeah. I can't imagine the perfume guys having much social skills.
Yeah, they're making it up for it with their scent. Yeah. Any closing thoughts or just the old piece?
No, I think that's all from me, Sean.
I'm reporting here. That's
but one day, I hope to have a wife and some lovely children. And, I'm trying to do a Jeremy Fragrance bit, but that's not landing. All right, peace. Yeah, I haven't watched that much Jeremy.
You want to talk WNBA? Maybe some WNBL? Australian Opals chat? Heck, even dabble in some EuroLeague? Find the W Basketball Show on the Deep 2 Podcast Network.
The Jeff Van Gundy Tribute Show is your fortnightly dose of the lighter side of basketball, hosted by me, Marco.
And me, Lucas. We take a more laid-back approach, talking about the NBA, the WNBA, FIBA basketball, culture, whatever tickles our fancy or grinds our gears.
The show is filled with great guests, classic gags, and a healthy dose of tangents in honour of the great man himself.
The Jeff Van Gundy Tribute Show, fortnightly on the Deep 2 Podcast Network.
Loves just talking about the league, certain things like that.